going on, this Ghost here, and welcome back to some more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All. This is part 26. If you guys remember where we left off, I am like 80% sure that Adrian is the real killer. She orchestrated the setup press conference that Angarde didn't know about. She put the spare costume in his guitar case. Her fingerprints are on that wine glass. Her fingerprints are not on the guitar case, and now she's pretty much pleading the fifth, dragging this trial out longer than it needs to be, and giving me a headache. hopefully, hopefully, and I pray to God that it's done by this episode, because this trial is not going to dragging out, but it's the fact that they want that the kidnapper that has Maya wants us to get a guilty or not guilty verdict in one day, which, if this was real life, this Maya would have been dead. This is impossible, but I'm sure Phoenix is gonna come through for her somehow. Also, I don't think I mentioned this an episode or two ago, but Maya escaped somehow. I'm not sure how. She used like a card to get through the wedges of the door or something like that, but we're gonna find out. If you guys like to see what more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and let's get into the video. Okay, so we left off where she was giving her next testimony um, about what she really saw. Hold on, I can't remember what the title of this testimony was, but we're just gonna go off of what we see. That glass of juice, I didn't really pour it for myself. That's already a red flag. I don't even know. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Oh yeah, that part too. So you poured a glass of juice for the victim. Why didn't you say that in your earlier testimony? I didn't think it was needed to I didn't think it was needed to include something so trivial. Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in that brain of yours? Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. When I found the body. That's what the name of this... Okay. Alright. I didn't pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw that messy state. He was sitting slumped over, looking tired in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought... Why? Why didn't that come to mind? Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix. And then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Yeah, upright in a chair, slumped? Yeah, that's not how you sleep in a chair. Anyways, that's what I thought. I see, so you didn't think he was dead at all. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I realized he was dead, that's when I knocked the flower vase over. Why'd you knock the flower vase? Okay. And how'd you come to realize that he was in fact dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked and staggered backwards and knocked the flower vase over. So that's what happened? Yes. This is what it all comes down to. Huh? This is the absolute end for both sides, and Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now's our best chance yet to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't that a bit harsh? Miss Andrews, will you tell us the truth this time? I don't know what I'm supposed to be looking at. I was supposed... what evidence do I have right now? Hold on. These suicide reports aren't gonna do anything. No. Blah, 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 blah. Hold on. He was dead. I knocked the flower vase over. Why isn't the flower vase evidence now that I'm sitting here thinking about it? When you knocked the flower vase, to be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something, so I went to pour him some juice. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought he was dead didn't cross my mind. Let me press this. Slumped over. Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me or did the... Hold on. Is it just me or did that right there sound a little odd? Hold on. The fact that... Hold on. What was his body like? Hold on. Where's the crime photo? Crime photo. His head is leaning forward. This doesn't look like the position someone would be if they were asleep. Hold on. He was sitting slumped over and tired in the corner. Let me press this again and read. Slumped over. He was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. That did sound odd. I was surprised when I walked into the room and saw it was that messy. Hold on. Let's see. Hotel guide map, guitar case, wine glass. I want to say it's this, slumped over in the corner. Hold on. It doesn't look like he's in any corner, though. If I remember his room as well as I think I do, his desk isn't in any type of, like, corner or such. Slumped over and tired in the corner. Let's have a look at let's try the crime photo. Nope. Alright. Alright. You already know the drill. I'm gonna cut, to when I get this right. Alright, y'all, I'm back. Let's see. That glass of juice, I really didn't pour it for myself. I'm gonna press everything and see what's up. But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then who did you pour it for? Mr. Wright, there's a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for... I figured she was gonna say something like this. In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen. Precisely. I couldn't have said it better myself. Messy state. So it was a mess? Are you sure it wasn't because of your fight with Mr. Kurita? I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go and find yourself some evidence. And then, what do you see next? What did you see next, witness? Uh-huh. The thought that he didn't die didn't cross my mind. Did I press this already? Then what did cross your mind? Oh, I did. I literally just did this one. I thought he just fainted. You thought he fainted? I thought he was asleep at first. But then the room was in such a messy state. I thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone. And that's when you went to pour the glass of juice? Yes. He always had a hard time waking up. So Juan always has a glass of tomato juice to drink. I see. And after that, what happened next? When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked over the vase. I pressed this whole statement, so we're gonna see what happens. In fact, dead. I staggered backwards. Yes. Okay. I think it's this statement here, because Phoenix said that something was off here. He was sitting slumped over and tired looking. Um, let's see. How can he look tired with a knife in his chest? This photo isn't gonna do anything. Unless, hold on. No, I don't think so. I was gonna say something about Lala's photo, but that can't be right. Slumped over. I don't know, dude. Let me check something else. Thought he didn't dead, to be honest. I thought he had fainted or something, so I poured him some juice. That's why I knocked the vase over. Is it the knife? Nope. Alright. Alright, y'all. I'll be right back. Alright, y'all. I'm back. So, let's see. Let me think. No. I saw him saying like that, the thought. Okay, this is the part that I think is weird, right? Hold on. So if you go into someone's room and they're slumped over like this with a knife coming out of their chest, you don't think the first thought is that, oh, this dude might be dead? And their first thought is to pour some juice? I'm not going for that. I think it's this. Okay. So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this is what you saw when you discovered the body? That's the point that I was trying to get to earlier, but I just didn't know how to say it. Ah! What is the meaning of this? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? There's a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Wright's chest. That's what I was trying to get to when I said the knife, but it said it was wrong. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought that that here was a dead man. Well, you see, I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted. And then so nonchalantly go pour something to drink. Your point is? Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly. That you are the real killer. Oh shit, I think I done made her cry. No! Is that it? Is it over? It looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Mattengarde, is not guilty after all. But that's impossible. You're wrong. Miss Andrews, try to have some composure. It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt. I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you're the one who refused to testify. And your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself. That's because... Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you? I refuse to testify. Girl, you are on the verge of jail. If you don't talk, you're making me lose interest, bro. I was calling you fine shit like 2 videos ago. Like 2 videos and 3 hours of recording later, I'm starting to lose interest. There is no need for this court to continue any further. Mr. Mattengarde's innocence has been clearly demonstrated. Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. And now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Mattengarde. Oh, Jesus. Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at this time. What? I know this judge is tired of us, yo. He wants to declare a verdict so bad. I'm not gonna lie. If I was the judge, I'd have been like overruled, boy. This is taking too long. He said, "I don't get paid enough for this." Me neither, bro. Uh, the real, the reason the reason is quite simple. Oh boy, the witness has yet to speak the absolute real truth. I think I know where they're going with this. The absolute real truth. What are you, witness? Don't you understand yet? Huh? I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt Engarde will go free, and in his place, you will become the guilty party. Th- that's that's a lie. I I don't believe you. What? I I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty. What in the world is she talking about? Has she lost it? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that she lost it just yet. I'm just saying what's she on about? I I don't speak about it. I'm too scared. It's Franziska von Karma. Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews uh lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself. Th- then right now, Andrews is yesterday she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt and Garde will be acquitted. Miss Andrews undyingly believes in those words right now and is clinging onto them. Then what should we do? Even when she's not here, Von Karma is just giving us problems. Even when shot, she's causing us issues. This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That is my only priority. It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Help. Please. Someone help me. Okay, I don't think she's the killer if she's operating like this. She seems like too squeamish to be anybody's killer. So Nick, or Phoenix, you're kind of wrong for putting her in this position, but I understand it's free Maya, but at the same time, like you're about to incriminate an innocent girl, bro. Is that what you're going for, Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. The court can't continue on like this. Therefore, I'd like to hear what you intend to do. What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could there's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Request not guilty verdict. Force Andrews to testify. Wow, this is crazy. So if I force Andrews to testify, then she has to talk about what she's been hiding. And if I request the not guilty verdict, I'm just gonna put her in the hot seat and have her go to jail. But Engarde will go free. Nick, as much as you need to save Maya, you're not about to get someone falsely accused of nothing, bro. We're gonna force Miss Adrian to testify. I have to win a complete acquittal today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would I would like to know what you are really hiding. Mr. Wright, Are you sure you know what you're doing? Sure, Mr. Engarde would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet. How dare you? You're trying to trick me. That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth. Y- you're wrong. Golly, this is an emotional roller coaster. What a shame. Right, what do you mean, what a shame? I had hoped things would come to. Hope things wouldn't come to this. However, what is it, Mr. Edgeworth? Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the court. Stop! Mr. Edgeworth? What are you doing? This witness, how should I put it? She has an illness. Oh shit, he's about to expose her. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop! Please stop! No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. Ah! That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I'm talking about, don't you? You know what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the court the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her dependent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop! I beg you! If people find out, I'll... This is kind of evil, bro, but we got no choice. If you're going to say you would choose death, then it is of no concern to me. Damn! That's messed up. Anyways, Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips. No matter what I have to do. This is kind of... So, will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. This is kind of grim. This is kind of a grim trial. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, that was when I formulated my plan. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then, I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of an inconvenience. And that's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. What was the inconvenience, though? Stabbed the body with the knife? But why would you do that? Isn't it obvious? To pin the blame on a certain person. A certain cowardly man. Why would you say that about your client? What do you mean by all of this? It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man. I'll never forgive him. He's tried to escape his guilt again, just like last time. Last time? So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim, Juan Corrida, in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt and Garde for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright, Please get over your shock and commence the cross-examination. All right. Let's see. There are 6 bullet points to this. Golly. Okay. Formulate the plan. Let's make sure. Okay. Dashed the match room. Ripped off the button. I had a bit of an inconvenience. Alright, let's see what Phoenix has to say. I don't want to concede, but this testimony, it rings of the truth. I'm sorry, Phoenix. No, please, don't apologize to me. We were both taken by surprise. Still, I'm sorry. Okay, she ran into an inconvenience? What inconvenience? An inconvenience? There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. I'm willing to bet my spikes it was Lada. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. Old bag. That's Miss Oldbag for you. I had already been caught and made into a big scoop for a certain weekly tabloid once. So I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again. Okay. Let me save here. Because every little save is gonna, you know. Alright. Every little save is gonna prevent me from going back. Just when okay. Ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume. And into a bit of an inconvenience. Let's see. Is it the photo? Nope. I mean, it makes sense because Lada was there. You did just mention Lada, or she didn't mention Lada. She mentioned that the camera lady was there. All right, I'll be right back. All right, let's see. I'm gonna press every. Hold on. I'm gonna go back. She really thought he fainted. Okay. Formulated my plan. All right. What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer was Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest weak point in the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence and pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. That was so you could get the knife, correct? The knife Matt used at dinner had his fingerprints all over it. I thought if I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eye towards him. Okay. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. I slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Hold on. So you were the one. So you were the one to stab the victim with that knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. What a horrible thing I did. But at the time, I couldn't control my own body, so it moved on its own. Then, when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons from off and then plant it in Mr. Ngarde's Hakama? Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they? We already touched on that. You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case the day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there. And what was this secret? That I don't know. Anyways, I thought if I were to leave Juan's room in the Nickel Samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints when I opened the guitar case. I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume. This is insane. Let's see. I have to present something, obviously. Uh, Formulate my plan. Once I make sure no. I feel like it has to be this picture though. Uh, and that's that. Hold on. Once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash to Matt's room. Okay. That I feel like this is when up to here is hold on. Up to here is when and when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of inconvenience, and that's why I ended up using the. All right. I don't know. It has to be this picture, right? Of the Nickel Samurai. One autopsy, attempted suicide. Uh, let's see. Once I made sure no one was in the hallway, I made a. Oh, when she made sure no one was in the hallway. Uh, okay. Um, is it this? Nope. I feel like it's the picture, but I don't know what it is. Alright. I think I saved up to this point, right? Oh well. If I didn't, I didn't. Then if I did, I did. I'll be right back. Alright, y'all, I'm back. And before I continue, I did have to handle something off camera in between recordings, so I kind of forgot what I was doing. So, it was something about her crime or something. Um, Let me just press everything and see where that goes. But you could tell from the state of the room it was in, there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you say that you did not know he was dead? He had a scarf tied around his neck, and that scarf is a part of the Jammin Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I would wake him up and went to pour the juice. When I realized he was dead, What was this plan you had? I knew right. I already saw all this. And dash back to Matt's room so you can get the knife. We saw this already. We saw this already. The inconvenience is going to talk about Lada and Old Bag because they were there. That's crazy. She got caught by 2 people. That's insane. Oh shit, I didn't mean to. I want to press that last statement. Blah 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 blah. You were the one who prepared that costume. We did all this already. Oh. I didn't have to show anything. Okay. I think we've heard enough. So, after that, you went back to Mr. Engarde's room and planted the button? Into Matt's Hakama? Yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into the bag. Or into a bag. Then I snuck out of the hotel and got rid of it. My word. What does all this mean? Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt and Garde. Oh my goodness. Girl, if you oh boy. This is a little funny. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Franziska, huh? She said that I should, under no circumstances, confess to what I had done. That if I just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I I had no clue but to believe in her words. And look where that got you. Now you in the hot seat. Now you about to go to jail. What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer. Wait, Your Honor. The defense still... Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything. Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of the witness is over, and so is today's trial. You couldn't establish what the witness was. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit. Please let it go, Mr. Wright. But, Mr. Edgeworth, please place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning. Understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately. That is all. Court is adjourned for today. Damn. Everybody's gone. That's the first time I've seen that judge chair empty. Oh shit, Phoenix is stressing. Today's trial, it's over. And I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I ask you something? Edgeworth? What is it? Before you leave court today, I wonder if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it? Oh, this? Oh, Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember it just now. I found this in the room that day. On that day. The room? That day? Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him. You found that card next to the victim's body? I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right? Hear me out, y'all. Hear me out. We just saw Maya use that exact same card to escape wherever she is with the killer. So, if she has it, if Andrews has that same card, and assuming the killer has the similar card to what Andrews found, the killer is the killer. What the Jeez. This is funny. Yeah, I guess not. But it's still a strange card, if you ask me. But as far as a clue to this case, I don't see why. Witness! That card! Give it to me! Hurry! Edgeworth? Do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? I cannot believe you hid this from me all this time. I didn't mean to. What is this all about? I never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. What's going on? Does he know something about this? That card. What in the world is it? And what does it mean? To be continued. Oh God. I'm upset that this part took like 3 videos for one trial. I'm a little embarrassed. But then again, that trial was very long. So what's gonna happen to Maya now? Now that we couldn't get first day acquittal. We're gonna have to find that out next episode, y'all. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys are looking to see and want more Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Justice for All, be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully, we are gonna go into another investigation. God damn it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later.
Alright, go.